What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Six Figure Morning Show, where we give you the best advice in business and life. Thank you guys for all the likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. You already know. I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys. Somebody had asked in the comment section a while back why I don't stand up and show the whole outfit. Man, I ain't got no pants on. If I stood up, this big old pecker will fall out, and then all y'all go crazy, and I had to start OnlyFans. I mean, it just I ain't got no damn pants on. I'm sitting there like Kevin O'Leary running around. I ain't even got no boxers on. I know some of you goober smoochers like that old weird shit. Weirdos. But nah, seriously, I just don't ever stand up. Because if I stand up, all it's going to do is I just don't stand up. How about that? How about we just leave it at that? I sat down, I'm going to sit down. How about that? I gave you guys a break from me for a couple of days. Plus, I was busy as hell. No lie, man, and just being honest, I miss you guys whenever I'm not on here. I feel bad when I can't make an episode or when I can't get on here and film. And I know somebody's like, no, don't feel bad. You're busy, blah, blah, blah. I hear you. I hear you. But I feel bad about it. You guys have become my friends. You become my family. I enjoy it. Please don't think I do this for the money. I don't. I've gotten to where I just enjoy it. The money is very little. That's awesome. I appreciate it. The tips and things. That's cool. But I think other YouTubers, even small content creators will understand exactly what I'm saying. You're not obligated. I know I don't have to show up, but it's like, going over to your friend's house when you're a kid. It's like, always having that buddy to go drink a beer with and you don't see him for a long time. I literally just come to hang out. I know you guys, I call it ear candy. Give you guys a little ear candy, something to listen to, say hi. I know it's almost a one-sided conversation because I'm sitting there doing all the talking, but then you guys reach out and hit me with your chats and comments, and I love it. And I don't let this shit go to my head. As a matter of fact, shout out to Nashville. I was in Nashville at first. I don't know. I was there just a couple hours, stopped into a bar. A couple young ladies walked up and took a picture with me, but I believe it was the man that they were with that knew me versus them. I don't believe they knew who I was. So, man, I wish you would have stopped by. If you see me again, come, because I listen. I'm always aware of my surroundings. I hope you saw that. But I remember sitting in there and I saw out of the corner of my eye somebody looking at me, and I was like, "Oh man, what's that dude looking at?" No big deal, no harm, no foul. I'm sitting there at the bar, and then two girls come over on my right side and ask for a picture. And man, y'all wish you would have came over and spoke, because I'm sure you're the one that knew me and mentioned me to them. And then they came and got the picture and whatnot. And then as I was walking down the sidewalk, another group of people, two guys and a girl, they stopped me for a picture. They recognized me from YouTube as well. So that was really cool. And I appreciate you guys. If you ever see me out in public, I've had people stop me at the laundromat and at Walmart and all over. You ever see me out, always feel free to stop, speak. Listen, I don't look at you guys as fans, all right? I don't look at anything like that. It's not how I think of things at all. I'm just a dude. I still got a job. I still go to work. Got, child supports eating my ass alive. Like, I'm just a guy. I don't look at anything like that. What else? What else? Notes out there, man. I don't answer a lot of messages anymore. My accounts were hacked, or at least tried to. I was able to change the passwords and whatnot. But anyways, I've had to steer away and start trying to shift, and I've had to. So what I did in the beginning with YouTube is I built YouTube. My personal life and YouTube were intertwined. So all my accounts, my emails, and all that things were all that was connected to my YouTube. And I've had to go separate all that now. So I've had to separate everything. So I've had to deal with that. I did that a while back, but still, guys, don't. It was a pain. Somebody hacked my Netflix, trying to get my credit card information, all that stuff. Told you guys I don't my any damn old ways. Told you guys all my information online is through a credit card. That's why. Somebody hacked my freaking Netflix, trying to get my credit card information. Didn't work. Didn't work. My credit card company stopped them in their tracks. It always stops them in their tracks and notifies me. So those little things that I had to deal with over the past few days, little nonsense. Like, I hate dealing with stuff like that. I hate dealing with an abundance of technology. It's not who I am as a person. But moving forward, as you sit around and watch the freaking internet all day long, I know some of you goober smoochers do that all day long. You're sitting there staring at your phone. Screen time is insane. There's always people chirping in your ear what to do, what to do, what to do, what to do with what to do with your time, what to do with your money, what to do with your family, your freaking, your education, your life. Like, it's so much information. This is why I tell people you got to turn it off. This is real shit. Why I tell people that you have to turn it off. It's just never ending of somebody giving you their advice. Where was he at? What happened here? There we go. Goober Smoocher, what'd you do? Nah, let's start with him. My bad, guys.
Here's how I would invest $10,000 if I were to start over again, coming from someone who's achieved financial freedom in their 20s. First, I'd invest $3,000 into an S&P 500 ETF like SPLG, VTI, or VOO. Next, I'd invest $6,000 into a growth ETF like FTEC, VUG, or QQQM. Next, I'd invest $1,000 into a passive income, dividend-paying ETF like VYM and SCHD. I'd prioritize investing in these with my Roth IRA, and once I maxed out my contributions there, I'd invest the rest through my taxable brokerage account. How would you invest 10K? Let me know in the comments.
Did you get all that? I mean, literally, did you guys, did you get all that? S&P, ETF, VOO, you guys want to hear it again? Did you get all that? It's wild out there, man. Everybody's got an idea of what you should do with your money. I'm not saying this is bad information, but did you get all that? Do you understand all that? Are you the type of person that's going to put the energy into doing that? Is that you?
You had $10,000 to your name. What would you do to spin that around?
I would take $2,000 and I would open up an e-commerce brand, Shopify and Oberlo. I would either do it myself or hire someone like on Fiverr to find a drop shipper like an Oberlo that has them in stock, pay my $29 to Shopify and make this e-commerce site, pay someone on Fiverr $50 to create the site and make sure it all plugs into the back end of my drop shipper, and then I would take another $2,000 and run test ads. So I'd have that cooking, and I'd give that at least 5 to 7 days to see how ads perform, and then just, again, pump money into the ad that works. So I'd hope to have recurring revenue on that because you can sell 24 hours a day.
Bullshit.
You had $10,000 to your...
Bullshit. If I had $10,000, I'm not pumping money into Fiverr. I'm not starting an e-commerce business. Bullshit. Let's listen to it one more time.
Name. What would you do to spin that around?
I would take $2,000 and I would open up an e-commerce brand, Shopify and Oberlo. I would either do it myself or...
Do you know how saturated the e-commerce market is? So you just open up a brand for $2,000. I wasn't trying to rhyme. I ain't no doc. Well, shit, I am Dr. Seuss. But you just opened up an e-commerce brand for $2,000 that nobody knows about. Cool. All right, got it. We're all plugged in, right? Nobody knows who you are. Dump $2,000 into something. Nobody knows.
Or hire someone like on Fiverr to find a drop shipper like an Oberlo that has them in stock, pay my $29 to Shopify and make this e-commerce site, pay someone on Fiverr $50 to create the site and make sure it all plugs into the back end of my drop shipper, and then I would take another $2,000 and run test ads. So I'd have...
First off, you're not going to find anybody legit on Fiverr to plug all that in for $50. If you do, it's going to be sketchy as hell. Shopify, things like that. I'd probably charge maybe to a friend like $500, somewhere in there, $300 to $500 just to be able to set all that up. Because it's not hard, but it's annoying. It's going to take you a couple hours. It's annoying, and hopefully everything hashes out and works out perfect, which it never does. And so you might spend a full day on that. But, going rate is about $1,000 to $1,500. So, I mean, this chick's just talking. And this is what a lot of people online do. I know sometimes I get on here and I spit out some math because I'm going fast off the top of my head. Just blah, 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 and I'm trying to keep it rounded numbers, keep it simple for those in the back that can't really hear. Those that can't add and subtract, I'm trying to keep it simple, but this right here is bullshit. And this is the information that you guys get, invest in VOO and all these things. I hear it. If you know what, that's solid information. The stock market has been around for 100 years or whatever. It's been around for a minute. That's solid information. If that's what you want to do, then you need to be the type of person that's about to perform. Okay. You need to act and perform. But this right here, this whole Shopify e-commerce bullshit, that right there, man, you're about to lose 10 grand. You're about to set up a store that nobody's ever heard of. You're going to hire people off of Fiverr. Hopefully they're not breaking into the back room of the whole deal. Man, come on.
that cooking, and I'd give that at least 5 to 7 days to see how ads perform, and then just again pump money into the ad that works. So I'd hope to have recurring revenue on that because you can sell 24 hours a day.
I get what she's saying, and you can sell for 24 hours a day, but she said, I hope or would hope to have reoccurring revenue from that. These people get on the internet and they just talk about shit. Do you understand how unlikely it is that your freaking e-commerce store is going to take off? Especially 5 to 7 days. She's watching the ads. Ain't nobody looking at that. You're over here feeding money to the ads for 5 to 7 days. If you can't keep that up, you understand? If you cannot keep that up, guys, it's just going to fail. So if you, whatever money you're putting in, I don't even know what ads cost anymore. I haven't ran an ad in a long time. I used to run Facebook ads and different things a long time ago. I haven't done that in a long time. God only knows what they cost now. But if you can't keep that crap up, you can't keep that going, you just burn through 10 grand trying to set up some e-commerce bullshit because you're lazy. And then what product do you get? What product are you selling on there? I'm not saying this can't work, but is it going to work for you? You understand? What are we selling? You got candles? Okay. What are we selling here? There's no way in hell that I would do that. At all. It wouldn't even be an option. Wouldn't even consider. I'd roll my eyes and walk away from that bullshit. He ought to be ashamed of himself having her on that podcast spitting out that garbage. What's this kid talking about?
You gave me $10,000 and I had to turn it into $800 a month guaranteed for the rest of my life. Here's how I would do it. Step 1. I would first go and chat GPT and ask her for a list of landlord-friendly cities with properties under $75,000. Step 2. I would check the property tax.
I didn't even watch this. How many of you dipshits come at me in the comment section? I didn't even watch this. I just saw it. I clicked on some videos, guys. I didn't even watch these. How many of you dipshits come at me in the comment section telling me there are not $50,000 houses? Where's he finding $50,000 houses? This dude's full of shit. He's this, he's that. And how many times I didn't watch this at all? I promise.
If you gave me $10,000 and
how many times have I told you guys Detroit, St. Louis, all these different things? Now I'm not going there, but I mean, I've been to St. Louis a few times.
To turn it into $800 a month guaranteed for the rest of my life, here's how I would do it. Step 1. I would first go and chat GPT and ask her for a list of landlord-friendly cities with property.
Oh, we got St. Louis, Akron, Ohio, Baton Rouge, Jacksonville, and Dayton, Ohio. The ghetto. The ghetto. I teach you guys to think micro, macro. Remember that? Micro, macro. So if America is a macro in its whole, then micro would be St. Louis, Akron, Baton Rouge, Jacksonville, Dayton, Ohio. The micro would be them. So if we all know about gentrification and we're looking at America, and America as a macro is being rebuilt, then in a micro, we bring it down to our level. For me, it would be St. Louis. For me, it would be St. Louis. That's the closest city to me that is going under a major renovation, gentrification. I personally know a guy that's buying city blocks in St. Louis. He's picking up city blocks for $15,000, $25,000. I mean, I don't even know how many he owns. God, I don't know how many he owns. He probably owns 10 now, 10 blocks in St. Louis, Missouri. Of the ghetto. I mean, I remember last time I talked to him a year or so ago. I mean, he picked up one block for like $5,000, a whole block for like $5,000 of dilapidated, shitty houses that had to be torn down. The city wanted them knocked down, so he bought the block for like $5,000. Probably paid another 15 or 20 to have all the houses torn down and hauled off. Now he's got a free and clear in his name city block in St. Louis that has no properties on it. It's empty, waiting for St. Louis to start rebuilding. St. Louis calls itself the city of the future. So those that ask me what would you do with $100,000? You got $100,000. Start looking at places like that. Think outside the box. You got $100,000. Think outside the box. Macro, micro. Macro being the world, macro being the United States, micro being places like St. Louis, Dayton, Ohio, the fucking ghetto. What are the worst cities you can think of? Get ready to invest and hold. Buy and hold. Go to St. Louis and be ready to drop $100,000 and hold on to it for 10 years. I'm not telling you to do this. I'm just sitting there saying these are things that you need to look at and be prepared for. So many people got so many ideas of what you should do with your money. You need to only focus on what you fully understand. If you don't fully understand it, if you don't know how to do it, if that's just it, guys. If you're not 100% committed or interested in it, if you're not going to sit back and say, I'm going to get into stocks, I'm going to get into crypto. If you can't say crypto is life, it's what I love to do, that's all I want to do. If you can't be fully committed to crypto, why are you putting your money into it? If you can't be fully committed to real estate or whatever it is that you're interested in doing, why are you putting your money into it? If you don't understand it, don't put your money in it. Stop listening to all these harebrained bullshit ideas on the internet and lock into one thing, one person. Find one person to follow that has done what you want to do with your life. Chase them. Do exactly what they did. Take the steps that they took to get to the level that they are at, and you will meet them there. And then if you do a little bit more, you will excel and speed past them. Very possible. The people I chase after are so far beyond me. I'll never catch them in my life. Everybody else around me is just white noise. It's just noise, static. I'm blowing past them because the person that I have my sights set on is so high up there. I'm not going to catch him. I won't catch him in this life. I hope to get to meet him before we leave this earth, but I won't ever pass him. Get what I'm saying? Hope I'm making sense to you guys. Hope I'm making sense. I'll let you guys finish this video.
He's under $75,000. Step 2. I would check the property taxes to ensure they're under 3% and ensure that I can evict tenant within 5 business days. Step 3. After I chose the location, I would go on investorlift.com.
All right, I'm going to stop listening because that's horrible information. I'm not looking for anything. I got to evict anybody. You understand how dumbass that sounds? This is why I'm telling you, like instantly, I don't want you guys even listen anymore. That dumbass, fuck it, let's listen to it. See how much of an idiot this kid is.
And search for a turnkey property under $100,000 and make sure that it's not older than 1950. Step 4. I would go on huduser.gov, find the Section 8 rents for that specific zip code, and start making offers using the 2% rule, meaning the monthly rent should be 2% or more.
Sorry, guys. I'm done with that bullshit. And this is the information that a lot of you guys are taking in, and you're like, oh, I wonder if that works. I wonder if this works. And then you're like wasting time thinking about it. I'm not looking for anything that I have to go evict somebody. You understand the can of worms you're trying to open up? This kid's full of shit, and this is the information that you get. Do you understand the can of worms that you're trying to open up? Evictions aren't that easy. Everybody, you get online, they make it sound like starting a business is easy, doing this is easy. It's not. It's not easy at all. Evictions are not easy. So you want me to go buy this house, go through all the freaking courthouse paperwork, all this shit, and then I got to evict somebody in the process. Hopefully they don't tear it up worse than it's already a shithole. Hopefully they don't burn it down. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. It's this type of stuff. This is why you guys got to turn this shit off. You got to turn this nonsense off and get focused in the real world, things behind me. Educate yourself in the real world on things that matter, not some made up hibbity-dibbity bullshit that somebody thinks sounds cool. Invest in e-commerce and start this business and 10 grand later and all this shit. Now I'm broke. Fucking go evict people. Like it's fucking retarded. And this is the shit that I got to fucking deal with. I don't listen to none of this. I don't get my information from none of this because I know it's not going to happen. I just know it's not going to happen. Okay, but you got to figure out what type of person you are. You got to figure out what's your risk tolerance. You got to figure out who you are as a man or woman. What are you about? Are you willing to sit down and watch the stock market every day and study, learn about different companies? Are you willing to just read constantly about all these different companies? Guys, it's never-ending process. It's never-ending journey of personal development, self-help, education. It's never going to stop. Are you willing to sit down and learn about real estate, hunt down deals and sniff them out? If that's not you, if you don't want to do that, then you can always go and you can do a route. You can go this route right here. Brick and mortar, baby. I love good old brick and mortar because, I mean, man, in the beginning, the startups of a brick and mortar business, that's what gets me going. So when people are like, oh, don't take 100 grand to flip houses or don't do this to do that or this. Guys, you got to do what's good for you. I understand kitchen cabinets. I understand countertops and flooring. All right. I understand toilets and bathtubs. I understand this shit. So it's for me. Am I making sense? It fits me. I didn't get my information offline. I don't get anything from off. I listen to some motivational stuff, but I don't listen to none of this shit. But it fits me because it's what I enjoy. I'm somewhat passionate about it. So for me to sit down and read a real estate book or me to read any information on real estate, on flipping, remodeling, on anything, loans, anything, doesn't bother me because I like it. I like the subject of it. It doesn't bother me one bit. Neither does a brick and mortar hard standing business.
Want to start a roofing company? Worried about the finances? How much money does it actually take? You should be able to start a roofing company for under $5,000. That's your corporation, that's your website, that's your general liability insurance, setting up work comp insurance, setting everything up that you need to be a licensed roofing contractor. You got questions? Free 15-minute consult. Happy to help you guys get going in your area.
He ain't lying. He ain't lying. You should be able to set up a roofing company for less than $5,000. He's 1,000% not lying. And if you want to go one step further, you can even have a full-blown operational roofing company for around 15 grand. And the reason I say that is so some people in the beginning of a roofing company, I've seen some people need to get half up front. That way they could go buy material and then they get the rest, or they get paid in thirds. They get paid, they put their money up to show up with the first roll off of material. Then they get their money. That'll be their first payment. And then they get paid in thirds. So if you got a $10,000 job, you're going to pay about $3,300 until, first third of it's done. Second, and then it's complete. And they get paid in thirds that way. And each time they're buying more material, they're doing what they got to do. Some guys fund it completely themselves. I guess that's a case-by-case basis. If I don't know if I really recommend that or not, because some people get ripped off. I would only do that case by case. If I actually took 10 grand, because let's just say, give or take, it's about 10 grand for a new roof, depending on the size of the home and everything. Yes, depending, but roughly 10 grand for a new roof. So you take your money, you get all the materials, you get everything set up, and you just go at it and start doing the new roof. And I would only do that case by case basis. But right then and there, you just started your roofing company. Truck, trailer, you can rent them if you have to, whatever you need to do. But I'm just saying, you can start a roofing company for freaking 5 grand, like he said, but realistically, 10 grand. 10 grand is going to get you in the door, and you got a full-blown operational roof, licensed insured roofing company, LLC, the whole setup. I understand that. It's brick and mortar, baby. I understand all of that. So I don't need to go out here and do VOO and all these other things right now. Now, obviously, I don't have a roofing company, but it's something I'm thinking about. I have that background in my resume, so it's something I'm thinking about. I'm like, man, I can go start one. I can go start another landscaping company, a roofing company. I could start one of these. No big deal. You just got to launch it. And it's going to take you a year to really get that ball rolling. It's going to take a year for people to see it, because it's more, once you start the company, then it becomes a lot of marketing and psychology. They start to see your billboards. They start to see your signs. It's like, man, hey, call RCE Roofing. Call RC Roofing. They'll be over here to do this. Whatever. They start to see your signs in different yards. They start to see it all around. You start building that clientele base. And it's really that simple. You just really got to be able to tough it out the first year, maybe 2 at the most. So you might need to work a job and build your roofing company, or however you need to do it. Some of you may say, man, I don't know shit about roofing. How do I do that? Then if you understand business and you understand management, then you put an ad out there and say roofers needed, and let them be authentic with them. Let them know what's going on and say, look, as this company grows, I'll pay you more. Just stick with me. Most roofers are only making $10 to $15 an hour. Some are lucky they've been in the game a while, 18 to 20. If they really know their stuff. If you could find a dude and say, look, man, stick with me. I'm trying to build this business. Let's get out of the poorhouse. Work with me. If you're a roofer, work with me. I'm going to do all the marketing. I'm going to do all the branding. I'm going to handle all the business. I just need you to do the labor, because I don't understand roofing. And give him 25% of the profits. Up his freaking pay. That's going to be $25, $30 an hour for the dude. He ain't never made no money like that. You just got to stay on your game. You got to stay on your game and make sure you got new roofs for him to go to. You should probably be trying to pull at least one a week. At least one a week. Because I mean, ideally, depending on the size of the home, you're talking shit 2 days at the most. It's rare that I've seen somebody do a 3-day roofing job. Maybe if they had to do a complete tear off, but it's rare that I've seen a 3-day roofing job. Most are 1-day jobs, but 2 at the most. I've seen 2. 3, I can't really think. I don't know if I've seen 3. I'm sure it's happened, but I don't really know if I've seen 3. Here, let's listen to this one right here. I understand this right here. I understand this way better, but listen, then there's going to be somebody out there that understands running up some ETFs, getting into VU, throwing things into Bitcoin, that fully understand that, and they wouldn't know dick about a roofing company. They wouldn't know shit. I'd throw a roofing company, I don't know, and they'd freak out, start hemorrhaging and shit. You know what I mean? They wouldn't know a damn thing about it. So don't sit here and shit on people if they're not like, hey, you know what? That's not me. So when I tell you guys, hey, go take 50, 60 grand, flip a house, go take 100 grand, flip a house, or go do this, do that. I don't tell you to take 100 grand and throw it into Bitcoin. I'm not saying there's not money there, but it's not my thing. I want to be in control of my money. I've seen what the government can do to people firsthand. I've had my accounts levied. When you go from having 40, 50 grand in a bank account and they take it all and this is nothing left, it's like, oh shit. I've seen what they do to a man firsthand. I'll never put myself in that situation for the government to step in my life and take whatever they want from me. And that's exactly what happens whenever everything you have is wrapped up online, wrapped up in the banking system. That's just me. It doesn't have to be you guys. It doesn't have to be, do what you want to do. I'm talking about me. You guys do you.
2 months ago, I started a roofing business. This is my team behind me here, installing a roof recently on a nice house. And the business cost $10,000 to start. Roughly 2 months later, we have $100,000 of profit in the bank. There's no secret story behind the business, like we have had this brand for multiple years, or it was a family-owned business before me. This is a brand new company that nobody knew existed. I always tell people, you are 12 months away from completely changing your life. And I've proven this time and time again, building and selling multiple businesses. Quit watching the news. Quit listening to broke people. There is money being passed around every single day in every single town in every part of the world. And you, too, can get as much or as little of it as you want.
That last part was gold. Last part was gold. Quit watching the news. Quit listening to broke people. Money is being passed around every single day, and you can get as much or as little of it as you want. Money is transactional, guys. Once you get your foundation laid out, 10 grand emergency fund, you got your foundation laid out. Once that is done, everything else starts to become transactional. Now, depending on your lifestyle, you may need more than 10 grand. That's right. I'm talking to the masses, though. But 10 grand will last the average person, average family, 90 days. Once you get that laid out, debt's paid down, credit's good, money becomes transactional. Depending on your lifestyle, depending on what you got going on, the more money you'll need. But guys, I mean, realistic, let's just take somebody like Elon Musk. He's richest man in the world. He doesn't have all that money in the bank. Okay? He's the richest man in the world because he owns products, he owns properties, he owns all these businesses. The businesses are worth X amount of dollars. I haven't looked at that shit in a long time. But there are all these different things. Money is for transactional purposes only. Now, when you're broke and you don't have any money, you need to stack some cash to start making a proper investment for yourself. But once you've stacked enough cash and once you've started making these investments, like this guy right here talking about making 100 grand in 2 months, that's when it becomes transactional. All right, he's providing a service and being paid handsomely for that service. Money is everywhere. You just have to figure out what it is that you want to do to make the money. You're not going to make it at your 9 to 5. It's just not going to happen. I've seen in the comments, people talking about me working. I'm not getting ready to burn through the foundation that I've built for myself to impress your ass on the internet. It's retarded. I could care less what you think. It is retarded out here impressing people that, for one, I've never shooken hands with. We've never shaken hands. It's retarded. What's this lady talking about?
$10,000 a month isn't a lot of money, but if we had to start from zero,
this is exactly what we would do.
Step 1. Do your market research. Find out who's already winning, what they're charging, and what gaps they're leaving open.
Step 2. Pick one service. Something boring but needed, like junk removal, appliance pickup, or curbside haul-offs. Step 3. Post your offer everywhere. 20 plus posts a day, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, Google My Business. If they don't know your name, they can't pay you.
You don't need funding, you don't need permission, you need momentum. $10K a month is just the starting line.
$10,000.
Love it. I love a good old brick and mortar business. They're doing junk removal, haul offs. They got that freaking dumpster, that roll off. Man, one of my coaching clients, I don't know if he's still hanging around or not, but he was pulling about 30 grand a month with a dumpster business. He was pulling about 30 grand a month with a dumpster business. And his dumpsters were running him $3,500 to $5,000 a piece. He started with one dumpster. And he kept working his full-time job, stacking cash, bought 2 dumpsters. Then he ended up freaking 10 dumpsters in. Now he owns a tow trucking company and a dumpster haul-off junk removal business, all kinds of shit. But he was making 30 grand a month with a dumpster haul-off deal. It's something very similar to what these people have going on. He's got multiple trucks running now, doing great. Dude's pulling $500,000 a year off these 2 businesses easy. Guys, you're not going to sit here and tell me it can't be done. You're not going to tell me it can't be done. You're not going to tell me the stock market is the only way, because I know better. I've done a lot of landscaping companies in my time. I've done a lot of stuff. You're not going to tell me the stock market is the only way. You're not going to tell me Bitcoin is it. You're just not. You're not going to tell me only way I'm going to make money is on the internet. You can't make me believe that, because I know better. And to you younger guys out there, to you older guys, you know what I'm talking about, because you've lived on this earth that long without the internet and without internet money. To you kids out there, if you want some money, you need to get involved in the real world. You need to get out there and break a sweat, whatever you need to do. Push a lawnmower. Pull junk out of people's garages. Start scrap metaling. Whatever it is you need to do. I scrap metal most of my life. Most of my life has been the scrap metal business, especially as a kid. Whatever you need to do, I would suggest you put the phone down and you start focusing on the real world. What's really happening out here in the real world, what people really need. You want to own a bicycle repair shop, literally pedal bicycle. You want to own that? Go open one up. Makes money right there. Don't act like, oh, that's lame. I ain't making no money. Bullshit. Went to high school with a dude making fucking money. He's making over $100,000 a year fixing bicycles. You have my word on it right now. I know he is. Fixing bicycles. Guys, out here in the real world, get focused, get serious. I can't be any more clearer than that. That's where the money is. This online bullshit is so oversaturated. I hate that some of you are subjected to it and that's all you have to listen to, but it is what it is. Turn the damn phones off. Quit getting information from all over the place. Find one subject. Find something that really interests you. Find one person and chase them. Chase them down. Choose your enemies wisely. Choose your enemies wisely. Pick a person that's where you want to be and hunt them down. If they're doing what you want to do in life, if they're the best real estate broker, if they got a porta potty business, the best roofing company, whatever it is, choose your enemies wisely and hunt them down. It's that simple. Other than that, you guys know I'll beat the shit out of a dead horse till it walks again, man. I ain't going to bother you with no more. Hey, do you guys want to hear from me on a daily basis? Do you want daily uploads starting in August? Starting August 1st, I need to know, do you guys want daily uploads, or do you just want me to just Monday, Wednesday, Friday, once every blue moon? What do you guys want to hear? Do you want to hear from me every morning? Because if you do, I'll be here. Leave it in the comments below. Let me know. You guys have a great freaking day. Take care.